Okay, so, okay, let me see. Yeah, this video 6. Okay, so the newly born resurrected Republic America has already won the war against the Neanderthal Red Dragon, the Nazis, right? The Ashkenazis, right? Zionists, right? Now they have won the war against the Red Dragon Rat Child Antichrist. All they got to do is stay in peace. Stand in peace, right? So they've already won. Um, Now, and the only ones who can freak that up, F that up, fuck that up, can fuck that win up is the newly born, again, Republic America, by engaging in the false flag attack on the occupiers of the Afro-Kemetic Holy Land of Palestine. Okay, that's the only way it can be fucked up, is if America, the Republic America, joins in that attempt to save the Nazis and the removal of the celestial 50,000 celestial year cycle. Because remember, as stated, when I can't really, when Neptune and when Saturn and Neptune, the spiritual and the physical, go into the head, right, of because Isis is represented by Neptune. So when Neptune and Saturn and the sun, no, enter Ra, Ariel, the right, the angle Ariel, okay, the veil is going to be removed off the mind of the man, and the man is going to awaken, and the consciousness, he will see everything, right? And then Nibiru's coming through, right? And all of this calamity, right? So, of course they want to distract you with war, and then they hope that they think they'll have all these food shortages, right? Because they're destroying all these factories and all this, and people will be unemployed, so that's why it's important to get the land. So people will be hysterical, they're going to be scared, and all the not only the calamity with the earthquakes and floods and all these kind of things, but the earth grid will be knocked out, right? So they'll be in darkness, and they want to take away your guns. Really? Are Muslims trying to take away your guns? Are Muslims trying to transgender your children? Are Muslims trying to doing the Predavor, pizza parties? Are the Muslims the Antichrist? Because the Antichrist goes against the Christ consciousness, which is peace, taking care of your brother. Basically the 10 Commandments, right? So doing to others as you have done to you, right? So are the Muslims trying to put all this propaganda out there to with all the disinformation and silencing, removing freedom of speech? Is Muslims doing all that? Huh? Is Muslims trying to remove the child from the infant, the what do they call it? The fetus from the womb up to 9 months, and even murder it after the 9 months? Is Muslims doing all that? Think about that. Are Muslims trying to break up the families? Are Muslims having families broken up? Are Muslims having that multiple sex partners? And are the Muslims having the what do they call it? The gender wars? Does Muslims have a mother and a father in the house? Do they still have the traditional family values? Really? And you want to destroy that? The Muslim family structure is stronger than the Christian family structure. Right? So, ask yourself, who's the terror? Who's the Antichrist? Okay. So, As we said, don't fuck that up. You already won Republic America. The newly born, again, resurrected Republic America. Um, don't fuck it up by engaging in the false flag attack on the that the occupiers caused to themselves in because of their wanting to take over the whole Afro-Kemetic Holy Land of Palestine, because they don't want Muslims around them when the Antichrist comes. They want the land all to themselves. Just like that's why they created genocide in Bosnia and Herzegovina. They didn't want Muslims in the backyard when they began to doing all this genocide during World War One, just like they did the genocide in Germany. These are Nazis, okay, in Palestine, and you wonder why they don't have any concern as to, the killing of children and maiming of children and the taking of people's houses and all that. They did it once, right? And they're trying to do it again. So the false flag attack is used to declare genocide and annihilation of the nation of Palestine, and thus claim ownership of the Afro-Kemetic Al-Kibbutz land, Holy Land of Jerusalem, and all of as stated, the Palestine, take it over so they'll have it to themselves, right? Just like they did Turtle Island in America, to establish America, right? And had the Trail of Tears. So we have the Trail of Tears going on in Palestine, right? Do not let the beast cause Republic America to finish itself. Okay? Let the beast, America does not have to finish off the beast. The beast can finish himself. Okay? By America standing out of this, attempt to start global war. Right? Now, so they couldn't get global war when they tried to seduce the world into World War III by having constantly messing with Russia, right? And trying to provoke him into war after they changed the regime in or the government in Ukraine, right? Then they put in that one that's favorable to them that started this continually to provoke Russia in hopes that NATO would ally with them and come in and fight with them, and thus remove Russia, and then cause Russia to collapse and or take over Russia, and then what happened will be the expansion of the Ashkenazi Nazi Empire, right? As was done under Stalin when they occupied Russia during World War II and killed 30 million Russians, right? And killed the Russian family of killed the Tsar and the family of the Tsar of Russia, right? And thus brought about communism, right? And socialism. So now, let the beast destroy himself. Don't help him out. Don't come to his rescue, because you'll only be destroying yourself if you do. So, okay. So do not show up at the scrimmage line. The war has been won. Stay in the cosmic sanctuary of the Christ consciousness of Islam, the Christ consciousness of peace. Continue to stand with Muhammad, because, as stated, that's going to be your protection against death. Not death by Muslims, no, spiritual death by the beast, because when spiritual death by we'll talk about how that spiritual death is going to play by the beast spiritually entering people's homes, right? Because he's going to try to enter everybody's homes, as stated. You got Muslim and Islam in them, they're not going to do that. They can't do that, right? Because the house is protected by a law. Now, when the beast goes in people's house, there's going to be a meteorite that follows the beast, right? That meteorite's going to follow the beast, and it's going to destroy everybody in that house that has the beast in that house, right? And so, Now, the people will be like zombies. They'll be in a zombie state of mind because they'll be so scared because the electric grid will be shut down. Food will be in short supply, right? There'll be earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanoes, and everything just going haywire, right? Turmoil everywhere, the tribulation, right? So the people will be like zombies, scared, not knowing where to go. They won't have cell phones to call each other. And many times they'll be by themselves because they broke up the family, right? The nuclear family, the mom, the dad, and the children. So there'll be many single mothers, single dads, family homes, single parent family homes, right? And usually the man keeps the woman strong and the woman keeps the man strong, like the atom. The neutron keeps the atom together, right? Because the photon is holding on to the neutron, and then the electron is holding on to both holding on to that neutron and keeping it together, right? Because that's a strong force, right? The mother, the woman, keeping it together, and the man keeps her strong. So the nuclear family will be busted. People will be in their homes by themselves. Senior citizens having no one, wandering around, and you saw those senior citizens being kicked out of their home, to the senior citizen home, to make way for illegal aliens, right? And many of them were veterans, right? To make way for the Ashkenazis, right? I mean, yeah. Okay, so stay in peace. Now, the war has been won. Stay in your cosmic sanctuary of peace, the Christ consciousness. Stay in peace, Republic America, and deport the millions of Obey-Dinner abomination, illegal, domestic sleeping cells of terrorists. Okay? Now, so sound the alarm. The alarm was resounded globally, right? In every country, every phone was warned that the Nibiru's coming in. The Christ consciousness here. The Christ is here. The beast is here. The Antichrist is here. And the Nibiru's not far away. Because what happens is, okay, now, the Nibiru's not far away to shut down the grid, right? Which it has to do, right? But in that meteorite, remember it said when the beast fell, it would cast down so many angels and all this kind of stuff. Well, what's going to happen is, okay, when in the past, okay, the jinn, those are the demons, the jinn used to go close to the heavens, closest to heaven, and they would listen to all the decrees, to the decree that was being given to the angels about how the life of humanity and individuals of humanity would be, their life would be, it would be given, the information would be given to the angels about the destiny of every individual and nations and all this kind of stuff. Well, the jinn would go close to that heaven, the closest to heaven, and they would listen to that, and they would bring that information back to fortune tellers, right? And the fortune tellers would tell the individuals, and the jinn would tell the fortune teller would tell the people, right? And that's what reading the future is haram, right? Understanding future events is not haram, but, trying to predict the future or stating one knows the future when nobody knows the future but Allah, right? So anyway, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put a barricade, to prevent the jinn from coming to that point to listen to what's going on, and that part of the protection of the barricade was whenever a jinn would come close to that location, to the closest heaven to try to listen, a rock would follow him, kind of like the children throwing rocks at the occupiers in Palestine. So the jinn would be pursued by a rock. Those rocks are called meteorites. So now think about it. The jinn and the outcast creature has fallen to earth. there's going to be an incoming of meteorites to follow him, right? So those meteorites are going to fall to Earth, right? And the spirit, okay, that cast the beast out, it's going to be coming to Earth. It's going to be going to everybody's house looking for the beast that's hiding in there, right? And that house will be destroyed. Okay, so don't be protecting the Zionists, I mean the Ashkenazis and the occupiers of Palestine. Don't get involved in that mess, right? Don't get involved in that. Okay, so they sound the alarm. They sound the alarm globally. The beast has been kicked. At the Christ consciousness is here. The Nibiru is on its way, and the beast has been kicked out. Right now, been kicked out from the heavens, and a meteorite shall follow. Right, and that's when that star shall fall to the earth, as they said. Right. Okay, that's going to be that meteorite that falls to the earth, pursuing the beast, the outcast creature, right? And they tried to make him come to America with the abomination, right? Okay. Bari Sutarog, right? The Bari Sutarog, right? Tried to make him the head and make all the Hebrew Israelites vote for him, right? So in agreement, I didn't vote for him, alhamdulillah. So I do not consent to the abomination, nor the Antichrist, nor the occupation of the Holy Land of Palestine. I do not consent to any of that, alhamdulillah. And on behalf of my children, I do not consent for them as well as their mother, alhamdulillah. Now, so they fall to earth, right? And shall be pursued by a meteorite. The meteorite shall also fall upon the earth and bring about the great destruction of, I would assume, the Vatican, right? I would assume. I can't say 100%, but I would assume. Okay, and all other places that the beast tries to hide, right? So, the beast, father, which is known as the father of the jinn, the father of the demons, which some call him the devil. Some call him the Devi. I don't call him the devil because L represents, matter, and he's spirit, right? So he'll be the devil when he's embodied in the Antichrist, right? The Rothschild Antichrist. Okay, so the beast is the father of the jinn, right? And he will be embodied in the form of a man and an Ashkenazi, right? The Gog and Magog, right? Of the Gog and Magog that are currently Nazis that are currently occupying Palestine. Okay, we're going to go to videos 7.